Hi everyone, this is Norman Kochenek here for Eyes on Sports, or Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochenek. Just updating you on 3 matches that are about to take place and already started. They are, of course, the England versus India series, the 5 tests starting off there in Yorkshire, with, of course, an England side pretty much has a similar feel with Ben Stokes in what is now called the Tendulkar-Anderson Trophy. Anderson Trophy. With, of course, India under some great, a moment of newness to the team with a new captain, as in Shubman Gill. Of course, he will be captaining the side, as they now no longer have the services of Virat Kohli retired, Rohit Sharma retired, and Ashwin retired. Of a number of players that are no longer in the side. Very fresh start with openers definitely in the wake. Jaswal will open with Rahul, experienced opener as he is. As Mararan will that be first drop. Of course, a debut of sorts. Excuse me, it's very cold here in Sydney. Gill at 4, Punt probably at 5, with Jadeja at 6. Would probably be the likely batting line. With Karun now, the only one that might include there, if he's not injured. There's an injury scare over his head at the moment, but he would be the other person selected. Then you get straight into the bowlers of the likes of Bumrah, Siraj, Ashdeep Singh. I think will be a good chance. Certainly will be in the lineup, and they'll probably be looking at another fast bowler too. And I think they'll probably select. In my opinion, they'll probably go with the left armour, and so that's as an Ashdeep Singh. But they'll probably look for more of a good pace to their bowling, good swing. Shami maybe well be a chance as well. So that's England versus India in the first test there in England. The second matter of note is the Australia versus West Indies series in the West Indies. One of 3 tests. First test starting next week. We have, of course, 2 pronounced changes with the sacking, and it is the dropping or the sacking of Marnus Labuschagne, allowing Sam Constance to open the batting there. They're giving us all sorts of, hoo-ha about, he needs a rest, he needs to go back. No, he needs to be dropped. He hasn't been good enough for some time, and he's been in there for far too long, and I'm very upset with the fact that he wasn't changed for the World Test Championship. Sam Constance deserves his chance again. Khawaja will stay. He's having double centuries in Sri Lanka. With number 3 now going to be Josh Inglis, I believe. They'll probably drop Green back to 4. Steve Smith has a finger injury which still hasn't recovered and may well not recover for some time yet. He's out of the first test as well. So Josh Inglis in for Steve Smith and Constance in for Labuschagne. Of course, then Travis Head will follow with Webster and Carey, and then the bowlers will probably not change at this stage with Cummins, Hazelwood, Stark and Lyon, with Bowen the only possible option to come into that team. West Indies team will also be an interesting one, a lot of youth in their team as well. Then the third, which has already started, which is between third match, which is on my program here, Bangladesh versus Sri Lanka. Bangladesh have scored a mighty amount of runs with Rahim there, of course, scoring yet another century. Nasanka's hit one in reply for Sri Lanka, but a very heavy batting-dominated match. Even Dinesh Chandimal's still there. It's a farewell test for Angela Matthews. So there are 3 matches in note. England versus India, you'd have to think England, or in England. That's my intentions of who will win that, depending on whether Bumrah's up to his match. With Australia versus West Indies, I'd hope Australia gets their act together and gets back into form. And the third, at this stage, Bangladesh are ahead. I'll give them a bit of a nudge at this stage. So they're my 3 matches. There we are. Australia versus West Indies, England versus India, and Bangladesh versus Sri Lanka. Stay tuned on Eyes on Sports with Norman Kochenek.